Hey guys. So I think I'm like consistently engaged in the battle of like, do I do my skin or do I do my eyes first? Just constantly and never sure what to do. But I think we're gonna do skin first. So I've been playing with a new foundation lately. I have no problem with my Wet n Wild. I still love it. But I did want to try something different. So I've been doing the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Up. Now I think my real shade is 115, which is ivory, but I couldn't find it, so I got one above and one below and I've been mixing them. So I've been doing classic ivory, which is a bit too dark, and porcelain, which is a bit too light, and mixing them. The cool thing about this is it is SPF 50. Yeah. Now again, I feel like we go through this constantly. You and I, we're close like that. Because they do this where they put a sunscreen in and then they tell you that the amount of coverage that you would have to use in order to really get the SPF 50 is like insane, and it's not the amount of foundation that the average person wears. It's a bit too much. I think most of us go a little lighter than you would need to. So it smells like sunscreen, cause it is, and it has pretty decent coverage. You don't need a ton to get decent payoff. I keep overestimating how much I need, so I'm using like 2 foundation brushes, one to like put it on my face and the other one to buff it in, and then I'll just add more if I need it. Because I feel like it's hard when you're mixing 2 colors. And obviously my skin throughout this pregnancy and my previous pregnancy, just a mess, you know? Like, could you give me a break? So I do still have quite a bit left here, so I did, as usual, overestimate how much I need. And it does, like, it comes out nicely. It has like a nice little spout, so if you're not like me and like overzealous with it, you know, it actually can be used kind of sparingly. I'm just gonna do my T-zone with some Maybelline Fit Me powder. And when T-zone, I'm actually not gonna do my forehead because that's shockingly not been a problem. So I'm gonna do my nose and my chin, and this area on my cheek, which has been it's so funny, the areas of my face that like break out in normal situations, but particularly in pregnancy, I just feel like it's weird. So I'm still using the e.l.f. brow pencil in, I think this is dark brown or deep brown. Today we're going to be playing with the Morphe palette. This is the 35V Stunning Vibes. So I just really love all of the kind of deep, vibrant colors. I was kind of surprised by the blues, but I really like the warm kind of like maroon and pink and purple shades. I feel like that's something that I'm really comfortable with and is good for, I feel like, my skin and stuff for like an everyday look. But I do think I want to play a bit today with the blues. And blue is one of the eyeshadow colors that I feel like is hard for me to pull off and not look like I'm from the 80s. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just not what I'm going for. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna use our, actually, you know what, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer in sheer. So it's got a little bit of pigment, but not much. And I will bring a teensy bit of that down onto my lower lash line as well, because we all know I'm putting eyeshadow there too. All right, friends, let us get started. So I'm going to start out in a Wet n Wild blending brush. And I'm immediately drawn to the exact middle color, which is called Turned On. Okay, so we're going to start that off. Above my crease and buff that in. and then blend it up a bit. So just adding a little bit at a time, working to maintain this shape. This is a pretty color, and this primer seems really nice. It is a sheer enough primer that you can still see like the freckle or age marker, I don't know, whatever I have right there. So for the record, that's not eyeshadow, that is my skin. All right, I feel like that's a nice start. Okay, so I'm gonna keep intensifying this. This is a nice, like light brown, almost with a bit of a taupe, like peach to it. I don't know, it's really pretty. I feel like it's a really great transition shade. And this palette also has a color called Go Nude. So if you are more hesitant about blending this in, you don't want it to be so vibrant, you can always mix it with like a lighter shade, and that will like sheer it out a little bit. Okay, I feel like that's built up quite nice. So I'm gonna hold off on that, put that aside. We will be back to it. So now I would like to, I'm gonna use one of my unique crease brushes, and I'm gonna go in a darker color. So I think we're gonna go in with the one right next to it called Tryst. So that is more of a maroon violet type color. Just dip that in, and we're gonna go right in the crease and then blend up. So I like this. I feel like the colors are blending beautifully. It's a pretty color. Okay, so I'm going to go back into that Wet n Wild brush and go back into Turned On and just sort of blend upward. Now we're going to get a little scandalous. My JH51. Let's go into Room for Two, which is a deep, dark, shimmery blue. Had to like dip in a bit there, but let's pack it on. Okay, it's going on well. Okay, so I'm just trying to pack this on all over the lid. Oop, I got a little bit down. Ah! I always do that, dude. I like somehow managed to wipe it all over the place, even though it wasn't even in that many places. Okay, good thing we haven't done concealer yet. Oh. Probably like, not that funny, Jen. We're gonna have to deepen up our crease area. So I'm gonna go back in with a different unique crease brush. This one's just plain. And we're going to go in with Addicted. Okay, so this is a deeper color that is a bit of a reddish brown, because these two colors are quite different, and we need to put this on our outer edge and blend it into our blue and blend it into our crease so that we can, I'm doing it in a bit of a wing shape. It's actually blending beautifully into the colors that we already have. So this is deepening up our outer corner, and it's also blending this blue with our transition colors, which is making it a much better transition. Okay, so I'm going to dip into that again. That's a beautiful color, Addicted. So putting it down in the blue and then blending it upwards into that crease and keeping it on the outer half of the eye. Okay, and then to make sure that these colors are blending nicely, we're going to go back into our Wet n Wild and go back into our Turned On, which was our original color, and blend. Can't rush the blending. And don't forget, if you're someone like me who is hooded, their eyes are hooded, you need to make sure that you are resting your lids and looking straight ahead, because that is how it is going to look when you're done. If not, sometimes you'll open your eyes and put your lid down and you may not have taken the eyeshadow high enough, so you're not getting, you know, the payoff or the look that you were hoping for. But this is looking really beautiful. I'm very happy with this. So I think I'm going to keep building up that color Addicted in that outer corner and keep mixing it with our blue, which is our Room for Two, and try to keep that outer corner kind of smooth. I did a better job on that side than I did on this side. This side, my eye started to tear up a little bit and it like wet the eyeshadow and it made it a little bit harder to blend it nicely, but having like that smooth edge is really important and it looks nice. All right, guys. As for the lower lash line, we have a ton of options. We can go in with a different blue, we could do something purpley, we could go in with the reds, we could go in with the beiges. I actually really do like this palette. I think you have a lot of options, and they're all kind of deep, rich colors. So I genuinely do like that. So what I want to do is I'm going to use a couple different colors on the lower lash line. I think for the deep color on the outer edge, I want to use this dark purple called Bad Boy. And then to kind of soften it towards the inner portion, I'm going to use this taupe, which is called Risque. This is a Makeup Geek small crease brush. I'm going to go in first with that purple. And build that up on that lower lash line. Again, you're smoking it out as much as you are comfortable with. I'm going to go right into Risque and kind of mesh them together in the center and then bring that all the way in. And I'm going to take Risque, because I like to smoke things out a bit, into Bad Boy, sorry I forgot the name of it, and underneath it as well. And then just sort of blend them towards the outer edge. Okay, I'm going to use this same brush to do my inner corner highlight. And I'm going to go to the second lightest color, which is called Swipe Right. So it's a bit more of an off-white, almost a champagne. I'm going to put that right in on the tear duct and bring it up. That is a beautiful color. Okay. Okay, so time to do a couple things. Let's do our eyeliner. We're going to go in with, this is the NYX Jet Black eyeliner. Nice thin line just to thicken up those lashes. I go in with my L'Oreal. This is the Bambi Eye. New drugstore lip color that I'm really liking. So let me go in first. I've been using the Lime Crime Taupest lip liner. I really, really love this. I know it's not affordable drugstore like I usually do. But this is such a great cool toned taupe lip liner. And I line and fill in. Such a great cool toned one for fair skinned peeps. And now I do have a drugstore product. I grabbed this like totally last minute impulse buy, never saw anything about it, and I really, really like it. It is the Matte Lip Crayon by L'Oreal, and it is in the color Lavender Honey, which is just like a beautiful pale like taupe. And there we go. That is our finished look. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed.